Okay, I am going to teach you how to work with roving. So this is roving. It is oftentimes wool, and it's like unspun yarn. So yeah, this is it. It can come in a long piece. Now, a rule of thumb with roving is to not cut it. It's better if you pull it apart. So I'm gonna weave with some roving. You always need more than you think you need, because when you wrap it around your warp strings, it's just thick and it kind of like it doesn't go as far as it looks like it will go. So say I want to break up the roving here, you want to pull it apart. Now, if your hands are too close, I can't pull this apart at all. But if you widen your hands and even widen them a little further, ooh, you can start pulling it apart like this. So here's the piece of roving I'm gonna start with. And you can weave with roving. You can do a basic plain weave like you would with any other yarn. So I'm gonna show you that first. I'm gonna start kind of over the last warp string. And because it's so thick, I think I'm gonna, skip a few warp strings as I go over and under. So maybe I'll go under 4 warp strings and over 4. Let's just play with it and see what this looks like. So I'm going under 4, kind of pulling it through, leaving a tail. And you know what? I don't like how that looks with the 4 warp strings over it. So I'm actually just gonna go under 1, pull it down, over maybe 5. I'm gonna try that. And then under 1 again. So I'm gonna do this kind of thing. So I'm gonna do over 3, 4, 5, under 1. So this part's fun because you get to just play with it and do, you can literally make up weaving techniques, or just figure out what you like. So I'm going over 5, under 1. And then once you go all the way across, you can keep kind of playing with it and bubble it out a little bit more, or make it kind of more tight and flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, perfect. Okay, so here is my roving. And I kind of like a lot of texture, so I'm gonna start in the middle, and I'm just gonna make this kind of like bubble up and stick out a little more. I love how that looks. So to get rid of this tail, I'm just gonna tuck it over one and have it hang out the back. So it kind of looks like that to end it. And then to hold roving in place, it might be a good idea to do, a stitch of plain weave over it to kind of hold it down. But that's kind of a plain weave with roving. I'm gonna teach you one other technique with roving that I like. So I'm going to take a little bit of it, pull it apart. Oh, I need to move my hands a little further apart. Oh gosh, I'm having trouble. There we go. So I like how this works. This is nice and plain. You can, do it like that and have it curve. You can do whatever you want. First of all, you can definitely split the roving up. So you want to start in the middle and kind of just delicately pull it apart. Now I don't have as much bulk to this piece of roving. So now what I'm going to do is do something not so linear. I'm going to start with it like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm just making this up as I go. I'm going to skip 3 warp strings, and then I'm going to wrap it all the way around one of them. So this is going to start looking more like a braid. And then I'm going to skip 3 more and weave around one of them. Skip 3 more. Oh gosh, what did I do? Oop, I went the wrong way. Circle around one of them. You could go all the way across like this if you wanted to. And then if I don't have that much left here, although I could kind of get some more and make my tail shorter. You could now go back. Skip 3 and go over 1 this way. And when you have 2 layers of it next to each other, it sometimes looks more like a braid, which I like. You gotta kind of play around with it too. I went over that time. This time I'm gonna, you know, undo it. I didn't totally like how that looked. I'm gonna skip 3 and go, let's see what would happen if I went this way. That looks cool. And just kind of play with it. And then you always want to leave a tail behind. So say I wanted to end there, and then of course you got to fluff it up a little bit. You could, you know, make more of an abstract pattern. There's a lot of different ways you can do this. I'm gonna take this tail and just tuck it in behind so it stays nice and good. So this is kind of like an abstract, more abstract way of using roving. And sometimes I start my weaving from the bottom and move up. Sometimes when I'm doing more abstract patterns, I, you know, put in the roving first in different shapes and then fill it in with plain weave or different types of weave to fill in the gaps. And then if you don't like how something turned out, you literally just take it out and try again, which is why I just like weaving so much. It's just so forgiving. So here I am with a piece of roving. And, you know, maybe I decide I'm going to do it a little different this time. I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go all the way around 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way around 1, and kind of do, you know, something like this. And then maybe I decide, all right, I'm going to go back and go around this. And then I'm gonna go back and go around this. And then I'm just gonna leave a tail. I'm gonna have like a little fluffy cloud over here. Yeah, you can literally just play with it. It's so fun. So that's roving.